Good morning. Hi, Melinda. Hi, Sharon. It's quiet. Hello. I don't have to put the glasses on to see. Good morning, Flo. Hi, Anne. Hi, Christine. Hello, Darlene. Aw, nice to see you too. I mean, I don't physically see you, but I see you writing to me. Good morning. Yeah, the air temperature outside's not bad, but we have a chilly wind. Holy cow, it's cold out there. I am. I'm in the dungeon. Good call. Whew. Excellent. Well, I haven't had anything exciting going on, um, but I didn't go live on Monday, and I thought I'd go ahead and just go live. You'll see that when I said I'm deconstructing more than actually starting any renovations, um, I'll share some of what that looks like, at least um, in these very, very beginning parts. Um, and today, technically, I did something. It's very, very small. It's laughable. It's laughably small. But it was on the to-do list. And yes, I am in the basement. Um, One of the things about the basement, it was recommended that we get a dehumidifier for the summer. So that's going to go on the to-do list. And then I'm going to try to get some more light down here. Couple things. It's not very tall in here, so if I stand upright, I'm only 5'6", and I can't move past this point. This is actually the hot water supply for the heater. And Mark, every time he comes down here, he bumps his head on something. So I figure the best I can do is try to get some more light down here for him. And then, let's see, I'm going to switch the camera around a little bit here. And then while we're busy trying to avoid bumping our heads on stuff, you come right here, and in the dark, it's a little hard to see, there's actually a step here. It's like a little concrete initial step. And even this morning, I was so worried about hitting my head here that I didn't see the step here, and I went flying over there, so that was no fun. I'm putting my glasses back on so I can see. So, doesn't this basement look great? And I'm not being sarcastic. But it's clean. It's cleaned out. Mothballs. Okay. So a dehumidifier and mothballs. Are we warmer now? Yes, we're warmer now. It's really just the wind, and I'm quite encouraged because I was outside for maybe 10-15 minutes just collecting eggs and from where the chickens were and tossing them to the pigs. And oh my goodness, my hands were so cold I couldn't stand it. So up here, you know what? I should be able to turn a light on. Is that it? Woohoo! Okay, see, even at my age, I can learn something and I can figure something out once in a while. So I'm going to take you up here. There was these two hot water supplies here and here were hanging down about right here. And they probably had straps at some point, but they didn't have straps anymore. And so I took a strap from the red shed outside that wasn't being used, took it down, and then came up with this configuration and got those pipes up out of the way. So that was something off our to-do list. Woohoo. Oh, here's a good example. So the house has all kinds of different eras of construction. So here's an example of this kind of cloth covered wire. These wires, who cleaned it out so well? Justin did. Justin did an amazing job. The only thing I have done down here is sweep. And I have to tell you, it was really funny. I was sweeping dirt and it felt ridiculous. Because there was no debris down here. It was just dirt. So you can kind of see that's one type of electrical. So one of the things on our to-do list is is to eventually get to one type of more modern wire for, I don't know if it's just my type A or if it actually is safe, but I think it would just be safer. I'd sleep better at night. So you can see there's different wires secured to different things down here. But all in all, yeah, I mean, it looks really, really great and cleaned out. These are some old, I believe he told me, an old pump or some such thing from probably the old well. And these are antiques that he is going to be coming back for, which is completely fine because it's not my thing. And we were advised to take this down and put a piece of plywood behind it just to prevent any moisture that might come through the wall. Just protect it so we don't get rust on that unit. But he is anything going in and out of the house he stuffed it with insulation, and it's a really, really blustery day outside. And guys, like, I don't feel air coming in and out over here. Okay, right there, I maybe feel the teensiest, tiniest bit. But that's all. And when I happened to be here when there was a big gust of wind and nothing. It was hardly anything that I felt. Yeah, so it's holding heat down here. Now it's a typical old house basement. So I'm not a fan of the old basement smell. I'm hoping that when we do get the dehumidifier in here, that will be that'll take care of it. But I don't know, it's probably not a big deal, but I cleaned all these walls down and all these shelves and all this kind of stuff, so it's much less creepy. And coming up to the kitchen. Now, what I'm sharing with you now is we had our second and last pest treatment today. So the house is kind of just disheveled, or, well, it's not really disheveled because, as you can see, there's not much in it. It's pretty vacant. Yeah, we just took my old drafting table down and from, it had been up in Murph's room. But, so, I mean, we're living in it, but we're not living in it, if you know what I mean. Yep. So, yeah, so I found a spot that I can stand here and, let's see, if I stand here, that's the front of the house. That's the front of the house. That's the west side facing like the pool area. And then, no, I'm sorry, the west side. And then that's facing north. That's out kind of toward the goats and pigs. And therefore, that's also facing goats and pigs. Everything just got moved away from walls for the pest control guys. And then that's facing, that was north, that's east. It's a little tricky because I'm very familiar with how the lot sits relative to north, south, east, west. But the house sits at an angle on the lot, and it kind of, it's, for me, it's a bit disorienting, which bothers me because I normally have a very, very keen sense of direction. So with the pest control guys done, I have to wait a little while before I can let the dogs back in. So unfortunately, they're out in the cold, and I've got one of them in the kidding shed, and I've got some littles out here. I got permission from Justin once he got the billies out of here to play around with. See, I literally had to like dismantle the dog room. I played around with these fence panels to see what might work before I went and bought materials, and I'm really glad I did, because it turns out the Shiloh, the bigger dog, he can jump these no problem. He gets in the corner, just climbs and jumps. So he got out twice this morning. Oh my gosh, he's out again. Shiloh, here he is. I'm so glad he doesn't run away. Shiloh, buddy, what are you doing? Alright, that kind of scared me for a second. Come here. Come on, come around. Come inside. You gotta get him. I put him in the kidding shed. He must have jumped on it until the door opened. Goofball. Come on. Come on, Shiloh. Shiloh. Yep, that's what Shiloh does. He jumps the fence. Okay, I'm trying to do this one-handed. There we go. Got it. So here's these guys. These guys at least can run around now. And they can get... I surrounded it so they can kind of go under here and get out of the wind if they want, and cleared off all the ground so they don't get into anything. There's Asher getting some exercise. Hi, buddy. You're so cute. And Sugar, and Checkers, and Shiloh, and Concho. Concho, there he is. Concho. Hi. Hi, Concho. Hi, buddy. You gonna grr? Grr. Grr. Okay, so you guys have about 20 more minutes before I can let you back in the house. I may have to break that 20-minute rule for Shiloh. Alright, Shiloh. I'm gonna let you in because, frankly, it's too cold to have to go chase you. Can you get in? Yeah, I know. They're very, very cute. I know. So, Shiloh. Hi. I know. Now you're inside. And we actually have been keeping the thermostat at, like 61. And because we keep it at 61 for so long, and then it got really cold, what was that, a week ago or something? 5 days ago? Can't remember. 61 doesn't feel too bad when it's, 30 outside. I'll show you guys the big guy. Well, we call him the big guy. It's Poncho. There he is. There's Poncho. Hi, big buddy. Now, he's too big to put in, to contain him. I can't put him in an enclosure. He doesn't respond well to any kind of enclosure, but he seems to do okay on this lead here around the big tree. He's only been on here twice, and it's been only when I had to have guys service the house. Personally don't really believe in tying up a dog, but when it was tie him up or lose him, it was tie him up. Yeah, we would normally have it more like probably 61 and all, but we're still getting used to, we don't know know what our utility costs are going to look like, and so we're just a little extra cautious right now because we're maintaining 2 homes. No, there's no fireplace whatsoever in the house. Yeah, the wind is bad. It's really bad. Oh, and then there's one more. Because Bobo can't just run around anywhere. I put him in the red shed. And I'm glad it's not smell-o-vision, because I can already tell he pooped in his bed. There's Bobo. Hi, buddy. You pooped in your bed. Just 20 more minutes and you'll come inside. Yep, that's what he does. He'll sit there and spin. And then, so between what you saw in the house and then just these couple of things here, from before, everything we brought out to the shed, and we're going to have to wash it and bring it back into the house now. So that's why you see all those linens were freshly washed, and I just, when I had to get out of the house 2 weeks ago before I went back to Texas, I just took them out of the house and dumped them in a pile till I could, until we could officially kind of like bring stuff back in the house. Because I didn't want to have to wash everything twice. So, so we have this temporary fence, which is allowing the little guys to run around, but it's not good enough for Shiloh. So, while Jay's over there putting in fences, I'm over here trying to figure out what fence and where. But I knew because he was a jumper, I can't put the fence right up against the deck, the railings of the deck, because then from the deck, that's only 4 feet high. So I went beyond that, and I thought I had outsmarted him, but I was wrong. So, and even though I like the look of like a horizontal plank fence, I'm going to have to do vertical planks because he can jump. He can climb and jump. And see, Ivan put I made sure all these horizontal poles were on the outside, and it didn't matter. He just climbed it. No problem. It's pretty impressive, actually. Okay, guys, like 15 more minutes. Okay? Yeah, good. But, I'll see how my signal holds out for you. We have the ducks are in the garden, and I've been coming out here. Now they all may be hiding because, like I said, this wind is cold. Where are the ducks? Oh, maybe did Justin get the ducks, you guys? Did I miss it? Oh no, I hear ducks. There they are. Hi guys. There's our friends. You were so quiet. I thought maybe you went to the other farm, but nope, there you go. Am I keeping... I couldn't see that, sorry. What kind of pests were in the house? Pests, I don't know if I really want to share. It was, I got bit pretty severely. And then the more benign, oh my goodness, it's like a ladybug fest in there, which is fine. They're no big deal. Lots of stink bugs. The pest control guy said that's fairly common. There were some spiders, but there were some other pests that you just don't want to have to live with. So we got rid of those guys. And it's good news because I have not been bit since I got back to town. Not even once, which is fantastic. Wait, Tammy, why are you scared about the open fish pond? It's always been an open fish pond. Okay, so I thought that the ducks, I thought I had heard one time that if you try to move ducks, they'll fly back to where they considered home. And so, and I enjoy them. And so we had thought, oh, well, we'll keep the ducks because we don't want them like to go to the new farm and then just turn around and leave. And then Mark and I, see, I brought that little bench over, and we sit there when it's a little warmer, and we're watching the ducks, and Justin came by, and we didn't see him, and he was standing behind us watching us and talking about the ducks. And then so Justin corrected us and said, no, that these guys, I guess, are clipped or something. Uh-oh.